My name is Anita Garza. I'm 24 years old and I currently live in Austin, Texas.
My name is Rebecca Garza. I'm 22 and I live in Port Lavaca, Texas.
My name is Paul Garza. I'm 25 and I live in Port Lavaca, Texas.
My name is Ayodele Odabella. I'm 21 and I live in Austin, Texas.
Paul, Rebecca, and myself are all siblings. Paul's the oldest, I'm the middle, and Rebecca is the youngest. Ayodele and I know each other because we are best friends and roommates. We've known each other for about 3 years. We decided to move in together about 6 months ago. I'm a very outgoing person. I love meeting new people and hanging out with my friends. I love to travel and I hope to one day backpack across Europe. My hobbies include collecting old-fashioned cameras and biographies of famous filmmakers and actors.
At times I can be a bit shy, but once I get to know you, I can't stop talking. I love to hang out with my family and my friends. In my spare time, I like to go running and update my Twitter, and I love all sports, especially softball.
I feel I have a very laid-back personality. I enjoy sci-fi and fantasy, movies, games, and books. I also enjoy martial arts and science.
I am definitely an extrovert. I am a nerdy computer science major with an unnatural obsession with Star Trek and the TV shows Community and 30 Rock. In my spare time, I love cooking and I love creating new dishes. I love stand-up comedy and I'm especially obsessed with ice hockey.
I am definitely a believer in the paranormal. As for being afraid of the dark, I'm going to go with 80% of the time I'm not afraid, and the other 20% I can get a little creeped out.
I'm a believer in the paranormal. I believe in ghosts, aliens, psychic powers like ESP, remote viewing, and powers associated with, say, martial arts like Chi. And for being afraid of the dark, I really have no problem with the dark at all.
I am a firm believer in spirits of all kinds. I'm deathly afraid of the dark, which is why I sleep with a nightlight.
I am most definitely not a believer. I feel like all of these things can be explained scientifically, and I am moderately afraid of the dark.
When we were little, we all lived in a house that we believed to be haunted. We all experienced different kinds of paranormal activity.
I believe that I have seen ghosts because I've seen a man that no one else saw at the time. I have had experiences that I can't quite explain, like hearing voices and hearing music when there's no way I could.
I remember when I was younger, there was an incident where I was in bed and I specifically felt somebody in the bed with me as if they were laying on the other side. Like I could feel their feet against my feet. The only problem with that was the fact that my bed was against the wall, and for that to be happening, they would have had to have been through the wall. And another time, I had been laying there, and all of a sudden, I could just feel somebody like running their finger over my ear very lightly, back and forth, and it was very creepy.
I have been slapped in the face. I have been choked. I've had someone yelling in my ear. I have seen papers just all of a sudden fly across the room. Again, we've heard chairs, pots and pans moving. My father's guitar's playing, our banjo playing in the room. Just all these different unexplained events, like a can of soda sliding across a table by an unseen force that's unexplainable.
I have never seen a ghost. I've never encountered any paranormal activity or entity or anything like that, so I don't really have any personal experiences to draw from.
None of us have actually ever participated in a real paranormal investigation. I have seen every episode of Ghost Hunters International, Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures, Psychic Kids, and Paranormal State. I absolutely love them. I feel that the paranormal investigators kind of set an example for other people who do want to do paranormal investigating. They kind of show you tips, they teach you how to do things, how they do things. I find them very informative.
I'm a big fan of Ghost Hunters, Destination Truth, The Haunted. Watching these shows helps me realize that I'm not the only one who has had these experiences, and seeing them kind of makes me have somewhat of a connection with them.
I enjoy shows like Ghost Hunters, Ghost Hunters International. Back when I was younger, they would show sightings, which would have a lot of investigations as well. And I really enjoy, not so much that, you know, they don't have to find a ghost per se. You don't need a full body apparition, but the investigations, including capturing the EVPs and just different, even disproving several of the reported phenomena, I think is very interesting as well. Like as if there were some sort of spiritual detectives or something, just ruling out what is and what isn't.
I'm not necessarily a fan of like ghost hunting shows. I'll watch them if Anita's watching them, just not after dark because then it's a little creepy. I just feel like a lot of the things could be
I'm very interested in ghost hunting because I do want to capture the evidence, whether it be audio, photographs, you know, video, full-bodied apparitions, because I want to be able to show the non-believers that these things are real. Just because we can't see them doesn't mean that they don't exist.
I am interested in ghost hunting because I want to help people. When I was younger, I didn't have anybody to explain to me what was going on. I didn't have people telling me what these voices are, these things that I'm seeing, and I want to do that for people. I want to be able to help them, and that's one of my biggest goals during ghost hunting.
I'm more interested in ghost hunting for the investigations, the collecting of data, working with different equipment that I might not usually get to work with, say like the infrared cameras or the EMF detectors, and just going through and, you know, maybe finding something that we didn't notice was there before because of the different technologies and such that we have now.
I'm interested in ghost hunting because I want to prove to believers that all of these things that they're seeing and hearing can be explained scientifically, and that not everything that is a oddity or occurrence just happens to be paranormal.
That spirits who have unfinished business do stay back from the afterlife. They do stay here on Earth. Once they accomplish those that unfinished business, that's when they do leave, and they either go to heaven or hell.
Like Becky said, I believe that there are spirits here who have unfinished business, and that's why they stick around, and that they won't leave until they accomplish their goal, whether it's getting a message to someone, letting them know, you know, how they died, or things like that. And I also feel that sometimes spirits don't necessarily know that they're actually dead, that they keep, you know, walking around doing the same thing that they did when they were alive without even realizing that they're actually, you know, that they've actually passed on.
I'm not sure if there is heaven or hell. I mean, I think there might be. I also think that there's more to it than what we know. People, and pretty much everything seems to have this sort of life energy going through it, and whether that sticks around or not, very possible it could, because, you know, speaking scientifically, energy can't be created nor destroyed. It just changes forms. So if that, I believe it might be possible for sort of a life after death.
My views are kind of, I just think that there's a heaven and there's a hell, and you don't stay here, you go to one or the other, and that's
I personally have never played with the Ouija board, but I do feel that it is possible for us to communicate with the deceased through the help of mediums and psychics. I believe that they have been given these special gifts to help us and to help the spirits that are still here on Earth.
Yes, I have used a Ouija board, but I actually didn't stay to find out what the outcome was. I was too scared and I left. I believe that nothing good comes out of a Ouija board, and I do believe it's possible to communicate with the deceased.
Personally, I've never used a Ouija board. As for communicating with the deceased, I believe it's possible through such things like EVPs and other electronic devices, as well as I think that people are capable of interacting with the deceased. I think everyone is. It's just something that you kind of have to learn, and with the way things are, religion-wise, society-wise, people don't do that, and only people like psychics and medium who have a naturally strong ability are communicating with them, just because they already have that natural talent.
I've never touched a Ouija board. I don't think it's possible to communicate with the deceased. I don't think their spirits are here. I just think that they're not walking around on this earth touching people and, we can't hear them or communicate with them.
I'm really excited to participate in this investigation. I hope that we're able to capture lots of different kinds of evidence that spirits do exist. But I'm also afraid that we may come into something non-human or something, on the lines of being demonic.
I am very excited about this because I want this to be a very positive thing for people, not just for myself, but for everybody. And one of my biggest fears is that I'm going to let my mind play tricks on me, and I'm going to see and hear things that aren't really there. And I just really want to be focused on it.
I think the experience will be very informative. I look forward to working with various audiovisual equipments, the different cameras, the wireless setups and the monitors and such. What I'm probably most scared of or fearful of is coming in contact with anything that might wish us harm or ill will.
I think it's going to be a really fun experience. I am really excited to kind of disprove a lot of these theories and to just show that sometimes you just see and hear what you want to see.
We want to participate in this project because we want to bring the truth to the public.